Hello. Wow, this is my first episode of foster kid. I just wanna tell you a little bit about myself. So I've been thinking about doing this for a while. I'm finally doing my first episode, and I'm just gonna keep it basic. I'm right now I'm gonna keep it with like three questions that most common questions that people like have about like foster care or my situation or why I talk about that. I want to just jump in real quick. This has been something I've been wanting to do for a while, and I just woke up this morning. I felt like it's today. That's if you know about me, that's how I do things. I kind of go by my tuition, and I feel like it's time. Um, I put out a lot of my mixtapes. My first mixtape was the Foster Kid mixtape, which I'm glad that was my first mixtape. Um, Long story short, the cover album for that mixtape, I actually made it when I was like a long time ago. When I first got into like serious about making music. But the thing is, I kind of like was going through a lot, and I never really finished what I started. So long story short, um, when I did my first mixtape, I kind of just wanted to finish what I started, you know, because I'm not the type of person to just pick something up and drop it. So when I started to do it again, I just promised myself that I was gonna continue what I started. So that's why I'm gonna get Chase, my dog. He wants to be part of the interview. Um, so I just wanted so I used that cover. Originally it says since 1999, but I changed it and I put mixtape. So I want to jump in. Um, so I'm gonna start with these three questions about So first, my name is Carlos Nathan Camacho. Um, and I'm gonna start with the first question. So one of the first questions that usually people ask, like, cause they're curious, you know, especially if they didn't grow up in foster care and stuff like that. So a lot of people don't know. I'm just jump in. I feel like I'm doing too much, but the first question is, when did you enter foster care, and what did growing up in it really mean for you? Um, so I read this question earlier, and so when I entered foster care, I actually entered it twice. I was in foster care. Um, Hold up, something's wrong with my thing. Okay, should just jump in. My bad. There was issue with the mic. What the heck? Hello. Okay, there was an issue with the mic, but I'm gonna jump in and crop it. So the first question I'm gonna jump in is, when did you enter foster care, and what did growing up in it really mean for you? So I actually went into foster care twice, and I'm gonna just tell my part of my story. I'm not really trying to like I'm just want to say my part. I know a lot of people have a lot of questions, but I'm just gonna say my part. Um, I'm not gonna say too much about like other people. But I'm just gonna say like my opinion and my thoughts and stuff. So when did I enter foster care? So I actually went in foster care twice. I mean, the first time I went to foster care, I was very young. I was about 4, and it was like 1999, and it was like no disrespect, but they were like I don't know how to say it. I don't know the right. I don't know Chinese or something. I don't know. They were Chinese, I guess. I don't know if they were Chinese or Korean or Japanese. My bad. No disrespect. I know that sounds so bad. Um, I don't know how would you say it. Fuck, I gotta edit this. Um, so my first foster parents, they were Korean. I don't really remember, but we were there for like I want to say 4 months, and we never left the house. No, not even once. We never leave the house once. We were just in there in the house. I remember they were nice to me because I was like a chubby little fat kid. I was like 4. I was kind of chubby, believe it or not. So I remember they used to always just always baby me, and that's my story. And then I went. My parents got us back, but then not that long we went back to foster care around like I don't know. We went back to foster care, and then yeah, I went back to foster care like at 5. My second foster home was in Commerce. Um, I remember the first time I saw my second foster mom. I was there for actually 10 years until I ran away at 15. But I remember she had curly hair. She picked us up in a white van, and she was supposed to have my other brothers, my baby brothers, and me and my other brother, we were like 4 and 6, but she got us. She used to hold that over our head, saying, "Oh, I'm supposed to have the babies, not you." But that wasn't the point. So the second part is, what did growing up in it really mean for you? So I feel like that's all I knew growing up in foster care. Like all I knew was like that's my foster mom, that's my foster dad. Um, what it means to me, it means everything to me. Like it's my life. Um, a lot of people ask me like, did I get adopted? That could have been one of the questions, but I didn't, and I wouldn't want to because that's the way it turned out. And I met a lot of people growing up in it. I met a lot of friends. A lot of to this day, I met a lot of my best friends that I'm still cool with. Like I wouldn't be me if that didn't happen. So it means a lot to me, even though it was hard. It means a lot to me, and I wouldn't change anything. You know, I mean, I would, but I don't know. It means a lot to me. It means the whole thing to me. I'm older already, and I'm still talking about it. But it just because that's how it is, you know. So the second question is, why did you decide to own foster kid instead of hiding it? So this actually goes back to when I was like when I was like in middle school. So in my second foster home, it wasn't actually so in that house, thank God, I had my older brother and my sister living with me, which I'm grateful. Um, I had other siblings, but 2 got adopted. I'm not really trying to talk about that much. Actually, 3 got adopted, and me and my brother and sister ended up in foster care. We grew up in it, and I decided to own it because I remember my sister and my foster sister, which is she's my sister. She's my sister. I grew up with her. She was actually mixed. She was black and Hispanic, and so obviously like you knew we were related. And my sister and my foster sister, Jessica, they used to always be like say they were cousins, or they wouldn't say they were in foster because they're embarrassed. And I'm my brother too. My brother was more open, but I remember him too. He wasn't as open I am now, but he's the spark. I'm not gonna lie, he's the one that sparked it. It's telling me to be myself, and and I'm gonna talk more about this because it goes with my third question. I remember my them being embarrassed, and I told myself that I'm gonna just be real. I didn't like that they were like that, because I used to look up to them, and I used to thought they were like. I looked up to them, and I saw that I just I didn't like that they weren't like that. I didn't care what people thought, so I told myself that I was just gonna be honest, and there's more to it too. Is that was the spark? Seeing my biological sister and my foster sister, seeing them always lie and stuff like that, and my sister was embarrassed to get picked up by the foster kid vans. If in court you get picked up by the very but me, because I grew up in it, I always embraced it because I grew up in it. And and also, I was obviously I'm always into rap, and I remember rappers. I don't know who exactly were rapper, but saying to stand on something, and I remember thinking oh, I want to stand on foster care because that's what I grew up in, foster care, so I'm gonna stand on that. Um, I'm gonna just go to the next question. How did that turn into music? So I always like to sing. Before I went to foster care, I used to always sing. I remember we used to always sing, and even when I was in foster care, we used to always sing. And I remember when I used to be, long story short, I'm gonna talk about this more later. But when they used to in my foster home, when they used to punish me and my brother used to be in the hallway and stuff. For a long ass time, not regular. When we separate dog food, I remember me and my brother were always sing and make songs, and they'll tell us to shut up and stuff like that. But we'll sing and we're singing. We always like singing. We're just being ourselves. I always like singing, and I always like music. I always like Elvis, James Brown. That's a lot of people don't know. That's what really got me into it, like soul, music. James Brown. I always been into um Fruity Tooty. I was always into Johnny Cash. There's a lot. This I hope I didn't miss any, but I missed a lot. But I'm just saying like that because I feel like they remind me of how I grew up in foster. Like a lot of people know. Like I'm not trying to talk too much, but it just when I hear this story, it just remind me of so much like me. Like especially when you AWOL and you just outside and shit like that, and just it reminds me a lot of the other artists and talk about the crossroads and stuff. But how did it turn into music? Well, when I was into rapping, I used to talk about like dumb stuff. I used to like talk about dumb stuff. I don't know. I have an old rap. When I first started, I would just talk like I was all tough and shit. And then my brother was telling me, "Oh, that shit's lame. That's you be real. Like have And then I really thought about that, and then that's when I really started standing on foster care, on foster kid, and then I told myself, and started doing my research, and I found out that was like I could be wrong, but like in the United States, it's probably like 300,000 kids in foster care, and now it kind of and you to be like an artist, you need at least something like you need at least 1,000 fans to be like considered an artist, and I thought, man, if I at least get like 20,000 of those 300,000 in foster care, like I'm good. So that's my goal. But it's not only foster kids, for anybody that could relate, anybody that it could anybody. It's not yeah. When I was younger, I wanted to just be, but the older I get, it's like you don't need to be in foster to relate to this stuff. And I hope that's good. This is the first episode of me talking about myself of foster care. I hope I didn't do too much or too little, and yeah, and I'm gonna end it up with the song. The song is not on right now, but I'm gonna act like it's on. Yeah, yeah. I fall, yeah, but I get back up. I fall, but yeah, I wrap the dust. yeah, I fall like every other day, yeah, I fall, yeah, I crack my head like, oh, are you okay? No, I'll probably be this way, yeah, yeah, I fall, yeah, I fall, yeah, I fall, yeah, I fall, but I get back up, yeah, I fall. Sometimes, yeah, I even get stuck, yeah, I fall, but yeah, I get back up, yeah, I fall, yeah, I fall, yeah, I fall like a waterfall, but yeah, I get back up and I give all the glory to the man like upstairs. I know it seems like nah, sometimes I don't care, yeah, I know sometimes it seems like life isn't fair, and I'd rather just get high as the air. I'll be myself now, all by myself. I'll be myself, but I was by myself. So how you supposed to like be yourself? And all you were doing, standing in the dark, like it's okay, it ain't okay. I'll probably be this way until all day I decay. Like, are you around? The only thing I wanna do is roll blunts and